If you don't reciprocate my feelings for you, then maybe you are autistic, milady.
Nope. Hello, friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Today we're diving back into r/Tales of Neckbeards or NeckbeardStories, or actually it's my personal subreddit, r/ReddX Reads. Yes, indeed, we are returning, if you didn't know from the title, to Kaijubeard. I believe this was the one about a Brazilian game designer and a poor young lady being harassed while she's just trying to go to game design school and follow her passion, which really gets my blood boiling, but I can't say any curse words within the first couple of minutes of the video or YouTube's gonna end up dropping the demonetization hammer on me. So I'm just gonna breathe deep. I'm sure we'll get some curse words at the end of the video if that's what you're in for. This is only a 3-part series, but it is quite delicious and quite a long post for that matter. So I probably won't add too much commentary in the middle. We'll try and save it for the end, but you know I just gotta slip it in like a gentleman every once in a while. So with all that said, this rambling out of the way, let's get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some neckbeard cringe. The Ballad of Kaijubeard, Part 2. The Kaijuphilia beard rises. Oh, philia? Why do we have to throw that in there? It was weird enough when he was just into kaiju, like, as a thing. Not sexually. Oh, God. Brace yourself for this one. Hello, senoras y senores. Dom Marmalade here again. 2 days ago, I posted the beginning of Kaijubeard's saga. And as I'm on time and got into the rhythm, I decided to write part 2 of the Ballad of Kaijubeard, the neckbeard that bothered me and chased a friend throughout the first semester at Game Design University. He also has a crappy YouTube channel, which I'm still waiting for you to drop that link, OP. No, don't actually do it. Harassment on the internet gets ugly sometimes. First of all, the characters in this second part that remain are OP. It's me, 25 years old, a stressed banker, a fan of animes, games, and who loves long walks on the beach. No, wait, I mean drawing. Currently attending the first semester of game design in 2019. After 1 month of classes, I had the displeasure of meeting Kaijubeard, who invaded my class to hit on a girl, which led me to slap him with a reality check after he screamed that he was going to kill everyone. Which, after some thought, I do believe probably did happen. I know what it's like to get down to your very last drop of patience. Claire, we'll call her ML for Milady, Kaijubeard's target, a white and blonde girl, 18 years old and 1.6 meters. Attractive, cute, and shy, but very energetic over time. She was the kind of person who arrived late at 9 a.m. after taking a 3-hour trip on the bus and could still dance the floss for 15 minutes if she was happy. Also attending the first semester. Kaijubeard. The beard that generates these misadventures that we are following. 20 years old, plump and round. Wearing tight clothes that emphasized said lumps. Zelda fan, Link, cosplayer, and a little YouTuber, although he acted like he was the gamer nerd apex and a celebrity at the university. He was in the second semester, but spent more time in my classes than in his. After crying at being confronted by me using, people only make fun of me because I'm autistic, Kaijubeard received Claire's number out of pity. And oh boy, it was a number that he would use well. Oh, after the events of the last post, it took a few days for him to show the air of his graces again in our class, and they were good days. We were able to see content from the classes in peace, introduction to 3D modeling, learning about engines, and we were told to make a group of 5 people for the semestral project. The 5 people were me, Belmont, D-Boy, Chewy, and Claire. However, when studying the history of humanity, you realize that peace doesn't last long. And just like an oily phoenix in Cringe, the beard rises again. I arrive one day late as usual, and I notice that there is one more person at our 6-seat table, a bloated, bizarre version of Jonah Hill. In his worst potential and state, Kaijubeard was sitting next to Claire, leaning forward as he had those few days ago. I sat down in my seat, face to face with them, said good morning to everyone, and then I asked, OP, so Kaijubeard, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be in your class? Kaijubeard, he says excitedly, with a satisfied and childlike smile that preceded an arrogant reply and an attempted flirt.
The teachers here have nothing to teach me. I'm a natural game designer. So I thought about stopping by and making Milady not feel so alone.
God, dude. This guy always with the cringe. Every sentence he says is so wild. I sent a message to Claire asking if everything was okay with her, and if, in fact, she did feel lonely. And she said that she didn't feel lonely because she was with the gang. And then, of course, Kaijubeard arrived, and the situation got weird. This went on for a whole semester. I was often late, and there he was. There came a point where he wanted to walk with us on break, which seemed to make his other neckbeard friend jealous. It was the 5 of us talking together and always trying to cut Kaijubeard out of the conversation, when somewhere in his tiny mind, he seemed to have sparked a thought. I have no idea what caused him to think that
talk about hentai
was a good topic, or insisting that because Claire is blonde and short, Claire should cosplay Princess Zelda, and of course, go with him to an anime or Zelda event. And in the distance, hiding behind Kaijubeard, was his friend, silently looking with a can of Coke in his hand. The Coke Stalker, like that song by the Police. We totally play it, but copyright and such. One day, I arrived at the classroom during a break. I was tired that day. It was a Friday, and I wanted to go catch a bus later and get somewhere less crowded. As I was pulled from my thoughts, I noticed that everyone had left. Chewy had gone to the bathroom. Belmont, who at first showed a love interest in Claire, but nothing came of it, went out with some guys, and D-Boy had skipped class completely for health reasons. It was just Claire and Kaijubeard at our table. You'd think they're connected at the hip at this point. I said good morning to Claire, asked where the others were, and sat in my seat, headphones in, listening to Alasana, while also texting in our group chat and to my girlfriend. It was kind of part of the routine to say good morning to her when I got to university. And with that begins what was my weirdest moment in college. Kaijubeard, again, mining information that might possibly be commonalities, now confident that he was alone with Claire.
Milady, do you like hentai?
It's not going well. You can't just say that, dude. Holy hell. I try and continue listening to my music, but inside I'm like, what the fuck?
Compassion is not an option.
Really, they scream it in the song, but I can't scream it because everybody in the house is asleep. Milady says, no, but I've seen it once and it's bizarre. Kaijubeard,
it's wonderful. Blah, blah, blah.
And of course, he starts talking about all the details about a hentai, which included a ninja and a bunch of orcs, with the excitement of a 2000s kid who had just watched Dragon Ball for the first time and thought it was the best story ever. Milady, You know you just described a sexual assault scene to a girl, right? Do you think that was a good decision? Kaijubeard, realizing his mistake, again blames
his being autistic.
and saying,
Yeah, I must be wrong. I just said all that because I was so excited.
He's got a boner right now. All the while, OP is listening and watching this situation while listening to the music, now irritated to see this bastard talking all this shit and using a mental condition as justification of this shit again, while giving false apologies. Maybe it's because I'm the result of a mixture of ethnicities, 4 of them minorities, and I have ADHD. Something that makes me angry is seeing a person who uses a characteristic of him or her as a shield. Like, you scold a person for a mistake, like glorifying sexual abuse or threatening to kill people, and the person somehow tries to justify that with,
I have autism, or ADHD, or I'm a minority.
and thinks that that somehow nullifies the scolding, so it's okay for him to do it. So please, for the love of whatever you think is most sacred, and for your self-respect, do not use a condition of yours as a justification for doing shit and being a bloody ass. Well said, OP. We've seen it more times than just this time. The Undertale Neckbeard comes to mind. And undeterred by his blunder, Kaijubeard continues. Kaijubeard,
Milady, are you right-handed or left-handed?
Milady, right-handed. Why? Kaijubeard, laughing and shaking all the lard in his belly.
Me too.
What are the odds? I think it's something like 9-1.
Well, I'm actually ambidextrous, which means I'm good with both of my hands.
He says this while showing off his pink, obese sausage fingers.
But some things I do better with the left.
I'm still listening to my music, gulping in deep terror of what he might say next when Claire asks, like what? Kaijubeard,
Like scratching my right arm.
I let my guard down, reassured that the answer was just a bad joke, and then Kaijubeard,
And jerk off my gigantic horse cock.
Oh boy, you knew it was coming. Holy hell. It was too much for me. I had to go out to fill the water bottle and unwind my mind, while the song in my playlist translated a moment well with the shrill, why? My thoughts exactly. I sent a message to the people in the group who did not respond, so I went back to the classroom so I wouldn't leave that poor girl alone with that filthy neckbeard. I returned to my place in the classroom with the bottle full, still listening to my music, and I sat unaware of the historical and profane moment that awaited me. Oh God. Is there no end to this depravity? Kaijubeard was apparently pulling out some videos as a subject to try and discuss with Claire, whose tired, dead gaze in my direction was too expressive not to notice. Her vital energy was leaving her body by Kaijubeard's eyes. Something that Kaijubeard didn't catch, as perhaps that was the expected reaction of a female to conversations with him. And then he breaks out the big guns. Kaijubeard,
Milady, do you know what kaijuphilia is?
OP internalizing. Okay, kaiju are Japanese gigantic monsters like Godzilla. Philia is friendship or relationship with... Oh no! Run, bitch, run! Lady, no? What's that? Kaijubeard,
Kaijuphilia is when I fuck Godzilla, and when Godzilla bangs me. It's just sex.
Just sex with gigantic monsters. It's a new one for me, man. He says this while pulling out a video on his cell phone. Oh, God. It was loud, and we were in a classroom that did not contain only the three of us. I heard classic Godzilla screams, and soon after that, loud screams coming from Kaijubeard, imitating a national porn actor who became a meme here in the country like 7 years ago. This is so uncomfortable. Poor Claire. I got up again to refill the already full water bottle. Just waiting for the break to mercifully end, just to have a reason to try and kick him out of class. I came back and Kaijubeard was, of course, still there. This time he's asking Claire if
is liking traps gay?
God. I am not gonna go there. You know, I really do love that girl. She eventually became like a little sister to me. We had in-jokes and talked about the day or what we had watched. But that motherfucker, she saw that I was rather bothered too, and listening, and gave me a look of, save me or I'm taking you with me. Milady, I don't know, but OP is older. He must know how to answer that. OP, it depends. Is it wrong to be gay? Kaijubeard changed his face from a Twitter meme boy, happy, thinking that he had the sauce, to the face of someone who had seen a literal heretic. Because if there's love in both individuals, it doesn't go against any rules of society, and it's what they both want and consent to, then what's the problem? Ooh, very pragmatic answer, OP. I like it. And Kaijubeard with a pragmatic answer of his own. Kaijubeard.
So you're gay! You'll burn in hell!
Oh, God! I don't know what I got myself into, man. This is horrible. He exclaimed this while pointing at me, leaving the room exhausted and furious, shoving the seats out of the way, including the seat in which Claire was sitting, pressing her a bit against the table and hurting her a little bit. I looked at her. She saw that he had left and soon started laughing, saying, so you're gay? Lol. Now, I'm not religious, so if there's a hell, I know that I will probably burn in it for a few reasons. Being a neckbeard / nice guy in my teen years, being a riotous, drunk teenager, orgies and cheating before age 20, and some simple graveyard trespassing. But all in all, I was not too concerned about the indictment of
Pope Kaiju's Neckbeard a kiss, the first, the cringiest, hallowed be his name.
Still, I gave Claire some advice that day. She was too passive, and that kind of guy has to be either cut out or called out without mercy, or he will keep doing the same things and it'll only get worse. Time passed, and the Kaijuphilia meme caught on in class. Of course it did. This guy's already like a laughingstock from his super famous YouTube videos, so this is just fuel for the fire. And yes, it caught on hard. Like Prague took over Europe in the 1300s, and it wasn't good for anyone. Especially when he recorded and posted on his channel a video of himself in underwear and shirt, looking at the 3D Godzilla with lewdness in his round eyes and biting his swollen lips until he starts jumping up and down doing the piston move on the bed. Squealing and howling. Ah, the horrible singing of a wild neckbeard demonstrating love and his art, which he later took the video down for some reason that was just never established. I don't understand why people left hateful comments on this video. God. One day, Claire started dating a friend of her sister's, which was obviously a sin against Kaijubeard's love. And for some reason, she was still talking to this neckbeardy freak. Something that still now, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard I try. Take time. It's a Linkin Park reference. I like it. With that, Kaijubeard began to show more attitude.
To prevent Milady from making the mistake of not dating him.
He started to want to hug her, especially from behind. He would then get refused and force us to give this poor girl a group hug, like a Roman turtle formation made by 4 people. And it was at this point that he tried to pierce that formation to go and hug her time and time again, which led Chewie to snap him back to reality, saying, "Dude, she doesn't like you," which resulted in him mumbling edgy things like threats, including sexual assault, against Chewie. Which once led to Chewie taking Kaijubeard down with a shove, him standing up against her, and then her boyfriend, who was probably like 1.9 meters, put Kaijubeard back down on the ground again, only with a bit more violence added in. Well, you'll love to see that. Realizing that he couldn't speak to Claire or physically touch her without having an escort around her watching over them, Kaijubeard made the most sensible decision that a stalker could make. Use social media and her phone number. In this, he was desperately trying to flirt with Claire via cell phone, and once seeing him touch Facebook on his cell phone, I noticed that the first name that appeared in his search history was Claire, who had not posted any profile on social networks because of him. Kaijubeard was searching for
Milady's profile.
God. If you ever needed a reason to delete your Facebook, to just nuke yourself from social media, here it is. A little parenthesis, because at this point, I've already narrated 4 months of events. And you must be thinking, why the fuck didn't they communicate this to the coordinator or secretariat of the university? Well, we had alerted the university about Kaijubeard, but they said that they couldn't do anything because his father was a big donator, and so far, Kaijubeard hasn't actually done anything wrong. In reality, the university was afraid that because he was autistic, his family would sue the organization for prejudice against a disabled person, as a teacher would later reveal to us. Oh man, how to get rid of a neckbeard. One day when I arrived at university, I saw the class had the door closed, and that maniac was standing at the door, which had a small glass window, and was looking inside. I excused myself to pass by him, and the door was locked. I knocked on the door, trying to get the teacher's attention to try and get him to open it for me, and when it opened, this idiot tried to push/knock me down to get in. Like a dog out in the rain or something. I pretended to lose my balance to throw him against the door, and because of this, he banged his rib against the door handle. I was pleased to cause him some pain. I walked in, but the teacher, who was also tired of having the cheap version of Jack Torrance obsessing over a girl in the room as she slowly lost her composure, managed to stop him. "Teacher,
You're not from this room. Do you have any business here?"
Kaijubeard,
"I want to talk to Milady. She's my girlfriend."
Teacher,
"Do you want to talk to him, Claire?"
Claire, who I hadn't noticed until I got to my chair, had an intense and serious look of disgust directed at Kaijubeard, one that I had never seen her give off before. "No! And I'm not his fucking girlfriend because I'll never have one."
Evisceration.
It is a hilarious situation, but I always have to pause and remind myself that in the back of my mind, neckbeards are dangerous when cornered. I do hope that this all turns out alright for Claire. Kaijubeard still tried to enter, but when he noticed that the teacher was already closing the door and locking him out, and then going to her tablet to call building security, Kaijubeard knocked on the door, kicked, thrashed against the solid wall beside the door, trying to get my attention, all the while shrieking like an exorcised demon. And not the physically fit exorcised, mind you. And then he was grabbed by 2 security guards and taken away. Good. Put him in the gulag. At the break, Claire explained that the night before, Kaijubeard had threatened to kill himself if she didn't hook up with him, and that he would do it for her sake, so
she didn't hook up with a guy with a small penis who would only use her for sex.
The irony is always so strong.
Because they would betray her and treat her like an unhappy whore.
And he insisted that
he knew how to satisfy her, that she could be his Princess Zelda.
Oh, God. What am I going to say to that? Oh, Jesus. Claire denied him, saying that this was wrong in many ways, and that she didn't realize how bad she was for his mental health. He was a guy that she barely knew. They had nothing in common, and he kept threatening to kill himself so that she would dump the guy that she liked for him. Apparently her sincerity was enough to wake up the nice guy all over this neckbeard and make him launch a torrent of abuse at her, and she finally blocked him. We didn't see Kaijubeard for a week or 2, and again, we had peace, until he came back again, like Ganon, the giant pig demon from The Legend of Zelda. A very apt description. Kaijubeard never disappeared from our lives for good. Well, except for one last piece of direct contact. We walked down the hall, and there he was, completely dressed in black, with a black sweatshirt and a hood over his head. Very Palpatine style. Darth Kaijubeard the Horrendous was back. Talking to his only friend and watching our group at a distance. What can go wrong with an out-of-control young man dressed in black, head to toe, standing in a study building? As an American, this makes me very uncomfortable. We went to the computer lab after the break, and Kaijubeard entered, pulling up a chair, seeing that I was isolating Claire. On one side she had me, and on the other side was a wall. And he had already put a chair behind her. The 5 of us were trying to discuss the final details of our project, and he was trying to win back the girl that he never had. Kaijubeard,
"Lady,"
he muttered.
"I'm sorry."
We ignored what he said, and Chewie brought up some bug with the attack animations in the project, which was a beat-em-up game. Kaijubeard insisted.
"Lady, I'm sorry for offending you."
Since apparently that was the only fucking mistake he had made.
"I really wanted to keep our relationship."
Milady turns to look at Kaijubeard, looking over her shoulder in a very passive-aggressive tone. "Just for having offended me? You don't mean, I'm sorry I stressed you out, took away every fucking minute of peace in the classroom, and screwed up my studies? Nothing gives you a right to be that much of a dick." At this point, Kaijubeard released his standard excuse.
"I'm autistic and don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry."
But this time, with an addition, because in his words,
"My father was dying in a hospital that day."
Something that took all of us by surprise, but in the last part, I will reveal whether that is true or not. Place your bets. I know what I'm betting. And that disarmed Claire, who reluctantly forgave him. Don't! God damn it! Letting her guard down a bit, but not removing the block that she had on her cell phone. Once again, as we tried to solve our project problems, it was May, and we had to show this project in June. Kaijubeard was excited, trying to make conversation with Claire for the last time. Kaijubeard,
"You're beautiful. And did you know you're beautiful to me?"
Lady, Realizing that praise wouldn't work in winning the beautiful maiden, Kaijubeard decides on a move that he hasn't made in 5 months. Pretend to listen and ask her something about her. which is a good strategy, especially on a first date. People love to talk about themselves. Kaijubeard.
How's your relationship, milady?
Milady. It's going well. It wasn't, because of fights at the beginning of the relationship, but she realized that saying that it wasn't going well would give Kaijubeard morale. Kaijubeard.
Oh, nice. So, any chance of you, being mine?
Smooth operator. OP. What the fuck? Milady. Nope, but we can be friends. She was lying about that, making me as proud as a mother. Kaijubeard.
Okay, I'll stay in the friend zone. We'll be just friends with no other intentions, but, you know, if you wanted to suck my...
Milady. Okay, not even friendship anymore. Chewy. Dude, fuck you. We're trying to discuss something serious, and all you do is get in the way. At that moment, I started to put my stuff in my backpack, and I told the group that we could use the laboratory in the other building where we had access, and it was more empty, being 2 blocks away from us, and we would try to lose Kaijubeard on the way. I asked the teacher if we could leave, which he had already allowed at the beginning of the day, because these last classes of the month were basically only to finish our projects. OP, guys, let's go to the park nearby to kill some time. Everyone accepted, knowing my plan, including Kaijubeard, who hadn't been invited, but I was counting on that. And with that, we left, with our Neckbeard in tow. On the stairs, I remember that Kaijubeard still asked Claire 2 things that kinda caught my attention. Kaijubeard.
Do you want to go to the movies later, milady? And Godzilla 2 came out, and I really want to see it.
God. You know he's gonna jerk it in the theater, right? Milady, who dislikes Godzilla. You have to see if everyone can. Some people, like OP, work in the afternoon. Kaijubeard.
No, you don't understand. Just the 2 of us.
Milady. I don't want to go on a date with you. I'm dating someone else, remember? Kaijubeard.
No, it's not a date. My friend would go also.
He was referring to the coke stalker.
And that would be the 3 of us, so it wouldn't be a date. Also, because Coke Stalker has no experience with women, you could teach us something.
Just what I always wanted. To tutor a social reject on how to be a normal human being. Yeah, hard pass on that one. I see silence ensues as we descend the escalators in our building, and one last desperate question comes up. The ultimate effort to bring Milady into his arms and try and discover
a possible thing in common that would totally change the course of this story in a way that we had never before seen.
Or, you know, probably not. Kaijubeard.
Milady.
Milady. Yes? Kaijubeard.
So, I've been thinking, do you have autism?
Confused Milady. Huh. No? Why? Kaijubeard.
Not even a little?
Milady. No. But again, why do you ask that? Kaijubeard.
People with autism often do things that they have no idea are wrong or bad for them. So, I was thinking, if you don't reciprocate my feelings for you, then maybe you are autistic, milady.
OP. So her free will is not something to be considered in your analysis about why I'm not getting the girl? Kaijubeard.
I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense to me. I did everything I could. I was nice to milady. I asked her what she likes.
How do nice guys think sex works? Where's that meme? Ah, there it is. Never been more accurate. OP. A person doesn't have to like you if you did something nice for him, man. Likewise, you shouldn't do something nice expecting some sort of fucking prize. Life doesn't work like that, D-boy. And you didn't do anything nice for her. You broke into the class and chased her down all the hallways and bathrooms. Something that he actually did several times in the semester. And once, at the end of class, he tried to enter the ladies' room when he thought that only Claire was entering. Oh, God. He was kicked out by Chewy, making me understand why women always go to the toilet in pairs. Trolls and neckbeards, my friends. Well, I just learned something new. I hadn't considered that at all, but yeah. It's not all about gossiping around the mirror, okay? Safety first. Kaijubeard fell silent, and after 2 blocks, one of them being uphill, we arrived at the other building on campus. We were 5 idiots, followed by our fatso Palpatines. The plan was simple. Using the pretext that getting to the park was faster, we needed to cross through Building A, where we had just arrived, and cross the intersection to Building C, and then across the avenue to the park entrance. Only in Building A, we would leave Fatso Palpatine behind because of one small, glorious detail. Our passes, which worked through a mobile app, allowed us through the turnstile of Building A. But Kaijubeard didn't have a pass, because he had been away for over a week. This was a failsafe that always occurred in the absence of a student, which forced the student to contact the secretary and get a provisional pass. Kaijubeard had a temporary pass, which worked in Building D, which was ours, but it did not give him access to the entire campus. Oh, this is a big brain play right here. While he waited in line to take another pass, he asked us to wait, and we followed down the main hall, taking the elevator up to the labs on the top floor. Because students from one building hardly ever went to the other, and I had already studied journalism in Building A, so I knew the layout of the place. I knew that Kaijubeard wouldn't be able to find us, and so, through our subterfuge, we were able to discuss in peace our project and finish it that week, finally being able to focus on the task at hand. We had very little contact with Kaijubeard after that, mercifully, and I think because that was the time of exams and grading, we took the exams, and we left shortly after, since no one needed a grade, and with that came a concern. As I said in the previous post, the university mixed classes between semesters, so the risk of Kaijubeard ending up in my class, and consequently in Claire's class, was quite great. TLDR, with the university's blessing, because his father had paid and they didn't want to be sued, a neckbeard annoys a passive milady and consequently her friends for the entire semester. He tries to show her hentai with explicit sexual harassment, as well as videos of him screwing Godzilla, and vice versa. He followed her to the women's bathroom, made sexual comments directed at her, and he also continues to use the excuse that I'm autistic to justify these actions. He also exposed his nice guy side when he saw that his chosen milady was dating someone else. In the end, he tries to justify all of this to himself, that because the girl doesn't accept him and he wasn't able to find a similarity between them, his theory was, I think she's autistic too. This was the second part of the Ballad of Kaijubeard. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for the length of this text. There's only one more part to this trilogy coming in the next few days. It is shorter, and this is where I'll show you the ending that Kaijubeard had at our university, and also a deeper look into this cringe chasm that Kaijubeard is. Peace. I gotta wonder why he's so into Godzilla specifically. This isn't Kaijubeard, this is Godzilla Beard, because there's so many other kaiju that you could choose from. What about Mothra? She's pretty, also a girl. Oh boy. All that brings me back to the question about traps, and then I have to wonder if he knows that Godzilla is most likely a boy, at least according to co-creator Tomoyuki Tanaka. And that's getting it straight from the horse's mouth. So, if you're gonna be into kaiju and also bash gays for some reason, I really don't know where this guy's head is at, dude. Like, What an absolute mystery. Just a super mixed up person, and it is sad in a way, but also it's really hard to find any sympathy for the dude. Even when this girl is like clearly giving him the brush off, he tries to follow her into the fucking bathroom. What is that about? Oh God, that makes me so uncomfortable. And I'm also super frustrated by the university's response to it. They're basically like, well, she hasn't been assaulted yet, so it's not a big deal. It's like, yeah, dude, yet. What a horrible situation. I'm super glad that Claire was able to find her voice, stand up. She even gut punched him like in the first part, but he pulled out that autism excuse, my dad's in the hospital or whatever, and she's like, oh, okay, I'll give you one more chance. And then he blew that chance like immediately. It's just the funniest thing ever. Oh God, I can't wait to see the fall of Kaijubeard. I'm hoping for some fireworks, man. These are the kind of people that we need to ostracize from society, launch them into space. We don't even want him here on Earth, honestly. Because he is just that weird, just that creepy. If he hasn't assaulted somebody yet, him and his coke stalker friend, then it's just a matter of time. It is really scary stuff if you stop to think about it for too long. So I ain't gonna. I'll enjoy the cringe. We'll have a laugh. I hope that it turns out all right for Claire, but we'll find out in the third and final part, probably coming in the next couple of days. If you guys did enjoy this episode, beefy thing that it is, I do hope that you like, comment, and or subscribe on the video. That is always appreciated. Maybe share it around if you should like. I like that too. There's also some links in the description, all kinds of plugs and social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Discord. Also, my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons. I would like to thank them as I always do. So thank you very much. Calvicus, Fatboy Shrimp, Robert Waits, TSM Kirby, Aaron W, Twisted Child, Delicious Jelly Donut, Candy Sora, Fire Drake, Livison, Mr. Anime Manga Fan, Silent Revolver, Zero MMX, Magdala Marshall Thornrose, Little Lone Wolf, Vanilla Mel, Roustauer, Satori, Babsy-kun, Caustic Fox, Disposable Waifu, Aaron Lennox, Fisher Diggy, Hadrian BR, Heathcliff, OG James Cook, A Pimp Named Jay Crisp, JM Coon, Jerry, John Hero, Miss Monday, Lord Lion-O, Melgar the Destroyer, Mirthful Baker, my boy Nat One Nick, Lady Nix, Origami Steve, Katykins Elizabeth, Sidestep, Cider Drinker, Serrated Ash, Siegfried, Synaptic Boomstick, Brilliant Tamago, Tato Ferret, Teddy the Police, 10-Ton Monster, Dat Duck and Bug, The One True Fusky, Treeberg, Wilmax, Redwind, Goose Says Honk, Leon Embers, Naga Viper, John Indoors, A Normal Joe, A Roxers, Cake Jerry, that's a different Jerry. KJW, Kajow, Crafty Kitty Cat, Little Ann Woods, Mark 211, maybe next time, Milkfed Gimp, Miss Duchess, Orgamicam, Princess Rosalie, Ghosty, Raptor Art, Ellie, and The Last Shinobi. Thank you guys all so much for supporting the channel. I do appreciate it more than you know. I hope some other people will consider signing up, but if you can't do it right now, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I mostly just appreciate you coming on through and hanging out with me today, and I hope that you come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there. Wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today. Like, watching some more ReddX videos, I hope. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I shall see you in the next one, and until then, friends, bye-bye.